Hello, beautiful people. Wow, it's been a long time since I came live on Facebook. And so I wanted to ask you, I wanted to share a story with you actually. But I want to ask you first, do you know that feeling in your heart, that yearning, that calling for something greater? Do you experience that dream that seems so far away sometimes, and sometimes it seems so close? And it's such a strong feeling that it just doesn't leave you alone. Like, no matter how much you're trying to convince yourself that maybe that's stupid, maybe you don't need to do this, maybe you should be normal, but that keeps knocking at your door. It keeps pulling from your heart. For me, it was this pull, this unexplainable pull. And maybe if you're watching this, you also feel a little bit stuck. Maybe it's, and you have health challenges. For me, it was health challenges. It was much more than that. Maybe it's relationships. Maybe it's something else holding you back. And you keep procrastinating, you keep waiting for the right moment. And what my sentence was that I was telling myself all the time was, one day I will. One day I will live by the ocean. One day I will do this and this. One day I'll help people heal. And that one day, we don't have one day, stayed one day for many, many years. And I'd love to share my story with you because I think it can be very, very inspirational. And so just quickly, for those who don't know me, my name is Natasha Stojanovic. And what I experienced led me to such an awakening that today I am supporting those who have that calling in their heart, who feel stuck, who have health issues that keep them from living their dreams, their most fulfilled lives, who have any kind of blocks, feeling like I want to contribute, I want to live a greater life, I know there's more for me. And so I help you live your greatest purpose, live your true heart's calling from a place of vitality, ease, grace, and flow. And I would love to share where I've been and how I got to where I am today. And so about 15 years ago, 12 years ago, I was a very successful business coach. I was a business coach for a longer time, but my success was around 12, 13 years ago. It was just amazing. I had customers, I had beautiful work. I was working with leaders all over the world. I was working with teams. I would teach them leadership. I would teach teams how to better work together, like team development, so how they communicate better, how they can work better together, how they can make this really be productive and fun. And I was also teaching stress reduction and burnout prevention. But since I was a child, I had two great callings, kind of. This is a thunderstorm, and it's really interesting that this thunderstorm comes now when I'm sharing this story. Wow, this is strong. Ooh, so if you hear that noise, it's a thunderstorm, okay? And it's rain, so you might hear some rain. I cannot close the windows completely here, but I'll try a little bit so you'll have less noise, hopefully. Okay, and so I remember for years I had this wish to find out what life really is. Like since I was 12 when my father died. That was one great shift into that for me, and how healing really happens. And so the other thing was I wanted to live by the ocean. I just had this yearning, this calling for the ocean, and it would not leave me alone since I was a small child. But I lived in Switzerland. Switzerland has no ocean. It has lakes, it has beautiful creeks, but it has no ocean, it has no sea. Luckily, I got to spend like 1.5 months a year with my grandparents at the sea in Croatia. It's where I am right now, by the way. And so my business coaching life was actually really good. I had a relationship, I had everything I needed, I could travel. You know, it was comfortable, it was nice, I had a lot of connections, I got to travel all over the world. I had at the same time a practice on the side, which I was hiding a little bit, where I was doing private coaching, private healing work with people, because I was trained in many modalities, including energy psychology, which is mind-body tools, mind-body healing work. And I was even a trainer for TAT, which is also mind-body healing tool, also energy psychology. And so, like, seemingly everything was okay, but I was not content. There was this yearning for more, but I didn't follow it. Because here is what really happened. I had a relationship, and I told myself, this is more important to me right now. When I didn't have a relationship, I had some great work projects, and I go like, yeah, I'll go after that later. And I didn't really listen. And not long after, like a few years after, I experienced what is usually called the dark night of the soul, which is actually a really, really difficult time. Like, it's when all of my beliefs, everything I ever believed in, just crumbled and crashed. And like, there was nothing I could hold on to. Like, my whole world just crumbled and crashed. And I was in a very deep depression for, luckily not long, because I had all the healing work and I had my coaches and I could get support. But it was really tough. And in the midst of that, I got pregnant as a single mother. Meaning, I got pregnant and I realized that I would stay single from the very beginning, from the first day. And that was another, like, probably the worst period of my life. To get, you know, emotionally, just get through this and realize, like, hey, what is it? Where am I focusing? What am I going to decide? And so luckily, I can tell you, the greatest decision I ever did in my life, my son is my greatest teacher, my greatest love. But the time was tough. And story fast forward 3 years. When my son was 3 years old, I experienced an almost burnout because I was a single mom. I had very little support. My family was far away. There were a lot of things which I didn't know back then were due to my belief system, were due to that which I thought to be true for me and for the world. And I wanted to be a perfectionist. You can imagine doing everything yourself and then wanting to be a perfectionist is not a good mix, and feeling that you're not supported. And so I was in that burnout. I had fatigue to the point, not like some people have it very, very severe that they cannot get out of bed, but I could get through the morning and then I would have to lay down for 2 or 3 hours on the couch. And that's not fun with a 3-year-old. And I was constantly sick. I had all kinds of small illnesses and bigger illnesses. That's rain again. I'm so sorry for that sound, okay? I hope you can hear me well. Maybe you can leave me a comment if you're watching, so, because I don't see who's watching, if you can hear me still. And so, in that situation, all I wanted to do is heal my body. And I was a coach myself. I had read all the self-help books. I had read all the stuff about neuroscience, about healing, I had gone through Joe Dispenza, I mean, everybody out there. But I wouldn't get better. And I remember that day when I watched a TEDx talk from Lissa Rankin, and she's a doctor. And in that TEDx talk, she talks about your inner pilot light and how people were getting sick because they were not following their inner pilot light. And I remember sitting there and crying and crying and crying, because I knew I didn't follow my heart. I knew I hadn't followed through with that which was my heart was telling me all the time. I didn't follow my inner pilot light. And that was the day when I made a decision. And I decided from now on, I'm going to follow my dreams no matter what. And from that day on, I got guided to get to know the right people, to get to know the right things. It was ups and downs like every journey is. But that was like my initiation. And year after year, I got better. I started traveling the world with my son. And not only that, but my quest for healing my body moved into the only wish to open and activate my heart. Which means I started to love myself. I learned how to unconditionally love without judgment and allowing others to be who they are. That was all I was going for, because my son was getting me back on that track of love every single day. And when I wasn't a loving mother, I felt so bad in the evening that I knew, like, this has to change. And so the quest for healing my body turned into the quest of opening my heart, like truly opening my heart. And on that journey, like, if I look back, it's like miracles happened. My body started healing. I started getting more and more vitality every day. I was also led to the right practitioners at the right moment who would just give me that missing link, and I would like start improving, and my lab results started improving. And I got a far stronger connection to source, to myself, and my relationships improved. It's just unbelievable. But one of the most impressive gifts that I received on that journey is that I have awakened to remembering who I am and what I came here to be. And what I mean by that is I've remembered bits and pieces of what I am to bring to the world. And I awakened to light language and to healing possibilities I didn't even know existed. And I also connected to the ocean spirit on a spiritual level. And so that's how this whole thing comes together. Like, you know, my love for the ocean that was with me for so many years, and I felt like I'll never get there. It turned into a huge spiritual gift to connect with the ocean, to bring through messages, to connect to that light language, which is also connected to the ocean because it's connected to Lemuria and Atlantis. I know this sounds woo-woo for maybe many of you, but it's my truth, and I'm sharing my truth. And so today I'm standing here, and I can support people to open and activate their hearts, and I can contribute to a better world. And I'm lit up by doing that. Just the other day, I had a session with a beautiful lady, and she said, like light language started flowing through. And after that, she said, like, you've truly lit up from within. It's unbelievable. Like, this is so beautiful, you know? And so when you do these things and you see you can serve others, it's just amazing. And that's why I say health and purpose are connected. Because if you don't live your purpose, if you don't live your heart's calling, you're suppressing a part of you. You're suppressing a life force that wants to flow through you. And so I want to leave you with a few things. First is it is possible and you can do it. If you're struggling with something like you heard now, you can do it and it is possible. And you can live a truly fulfilled life from the bottom of your heart with joy, ease, grace, vibrancy, vitality, everything. If I could do this, you can do this. Everyone can do this. And so I hope my story was inspirational for you. And if you have any questions, just put them in the chat or let me know who's here, because I can see only the number of people. I cannot see who is there. And if you haven't looked at it from the beginning, it's worth having the whole story to get the content of what it is about. And if you wish support, I do, for those of you who resonate, who say like, yes, I'm committed, I want to get on that journey, I have a free discovery call where you can sign up, and it's 45 minutes. We get to connect, get to know each other, you get to get some inspiration, and we find out how I can best support you. I do have courses that are still in the making. They are not, it's going to be about health, it's going to be about connecting to your higher purpose, it's going to be about all these things and connecting to your highest guidance. But they're still in the making somehow, so some are there, some are not, some I'm going to relaunch, so I'm letting it percolate. But private mentorship I have, private sessions I have different things. So if you feel like, wow, I feel a yes in your heart, sign up for that free discovery call. And we can chat, and you will feel how that resonates with you. And for that, you can go to www.nathealing.net, nathealing.net. And if you're watching this on Facebook, anyway, I will post the link underneath. And so, if anybody has a question about purpose, healing, health, vitality, connecting to your guides, listening to your heart, activating your heart, I will stay on just now. If you have one, you can feel free to put the question in the comment. And also, if you watch this later on the replay, you can still put a question or a comment. If you liked it, how that resonated with you, let me know. I want to share so much more for all of you. And it helps to know how it resonates or what questions people have, and so I can answer these more specifically. And so, yes, I'll wait just a moment, and if nothing comes up here in my comments, I will come back whenever a comment is there. I get notified and I can answer you. Yeah, it looks like for now that's it. Okay, so have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day or evening. And I'm looking forward to connecting to you soon. From my heart to yours, much love. Bye-bye.